Bisa balik lagi nih.
Kenapa?
Bisa balik lagi ya?
Iya, kan itu kan tapi sesuai kebutuhan. Kalau misalkan di luar daerah, tapi kebanyakan kalau ini di ini dulu sih. Kan itu kan ada pilihannya kemarin kan. Itu kan ada penempatannya di mana, di kantor pusat apa di daerah mana kan ada di situnya. Kan ada kualifikasinya.
Ini juga kalau misalnya udah masuk nggak boleh resign 10 tahun gitu.
Oh iya, nggak bisa. Itu ngapain resign?
Maksudnya mengundurkan diri tadi ada tulisannya.
Ngapain mengundurkan diri? Kecuali kalau masih ada masa tugas kan sebelum diangkat PNS kan biasanya kan berapa tahun dulu tuh, setahun dulu apa 2 tahun. Nah kalau misalkan mau mundurin diri itu baru boleh di situ. Kalau misalkan itu ya kalau udah dapet ya nggak bisa kalau mundurin.
Ini peluang gede nggak sih?
Ada aja yang penting lulus dulu tahap pertamanya. Tahap pertamanya lulus dulu, terus kalau udah habis lulus ya udah, semuanya gampang.
Of Guatemala is number 2 in the world. Look out for him. Stefano Pereira of Peru is number 3 in the world ranking.
Herman Thomas kan pertama gagal ini poin, terus yang kedua poinnya masuk tapi nggak dipanggil, udah malas. Terus yang kan ada 3 kali tuh, yang ketiga nggak daftar lagi. Ini juga ini nyoba doang. Kalau nggak diterima pasti tergantung, kan ada banyak, nggak cuma misalkan ada yang di Bor mana gitu, biasanya sih di Jakarta.
Iya, tapi itu tinggalnya
Iya.
yang
Yang pakai komputer tetap tinggalin gitu gitu. Kan langsung ada levelnya di papan itu. Langsung misalkan peringkat berapa gitu kan gitu.
langsung ada hasilnya.
Langsung ada hasilnya.
Philip Bull is for Germany, and now they'll come back. Go to the left of that line as we see that graphic. It's going to be 2 minutes to go. This is where it all really gathers. Matt Wearn maybe. Wearn. 2 minutes to go.
Itu udah berkasnya udah semua kan yang dibutuhin.
Bull again.
KTP, ijazah dengan dua foto ya.
Suap foto mah yang pertama.
Iya.
Iya, cuma itu doang. Cuma tinggal foto doang udah. Terus kalau yang ini ada lagi kan suap foto yang pertama. Terus yang kedua itu yang latar belakang merah biasanya.
So important to get a good start, but you don't have a false start.
Nah itu mah nggak usah dioper, kalau diupload mah nggak di ini. Iya.
1:20 to go. We're on the pin mark here. Is
Itu memang ada yang
the Brit. This is Elliot
Kalau
Hunt.
yang tahun kemarin itu kebanyakan yang lolos kan, yang masih nggak ngikut tuh yang tahun kemarin sebenarnya peluang lolosnya gede. Kalau yang tahun sekarang gede apa enggak?
And the yellow flag indicates 1 minute.
Jauh. Cuma
Very little time left to go. And look at Malaysia up there. Very, very close to the committee vote. That's Khairul Nizam. Khairul Nizam from Malaysia. Australia, okay, very competitive always. Won the last 2 gold medals in this event. Matt Wearn. Who's going to get the best start there? They're luffing up, they're waiting. 20 seconds to go. Once they pull in those sheets, Buckingham is there. There's Buckingham. Oh my goodness. And Van Leer, Buckingham is the number 1 in the world at the rankings at the moment for the USA. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's a clean start. It is a clean start. I think everybody was there. He Egypt have decided to go off on the port tack. That's amazing. Everyone else, I believe, is on the starboard tack.
Mencoba aja.
Racing well. Here we go. The men's laser. Race 1. The sun is going down here, but it's very, very humid. Hot and humid. That Wern is showing well at the start here.
Enggak setiap tahun.
Getting some
Setiap tahun, tapi
really, really good speed.
di masa Jokowi emang ini tiap tahun ngadain. Soalnya banyak juga yang ini yang udah pada masa baktinya udah kelar, dan itu udah banyak yang habis.
I mentioned about Guam as well. Guatemala, I beg your pardon. That's Juan Megli. He's got a great position at the start as well. So we'll it is actually a windward-leeward course, same as for the women. So they're going hunting down that windward mark. And that is Stepanovic from Croatia. Just settling well now. Having a look around, just checking with these onboard cameras. There's no escape, is it? Absolutely everything is exposed.
Iya udah kelar, ini doang nungguin wisudanya.
There's the Russian
Enggak, D3.
Sergei Komisarov. But we're now getting amongst the leaders now as we look back down the course. Tonchi Stepanovic looks to me as if he's got the lead, and I think Matt Wern is pretty close with him as well, and so is Sweden. I think that is Jesper Stahlheim. There, third from the top. There he is, right in the center of the Swedish flag. And look at Singapore now. I mentioned a very, very important, again, Southeast Asia representative. And you have to think that Ryan Lowe of Singapore can really perform very creditably. He's number 10th ranked in the world. So the Olympics, you'd expect him to be up there or thereabouts, competing at the highest level. Another attacking maneuver there from where?
Iya.
Right, Croatia appear to be in the lead. To say with Tonchi Stepanovic. It looks like Stefano Pescera of Peru is in second. Jesper Stahlheim of Sweden is in third, and Kenji Nandri of Japan. They'll be cheering on the beach at the moment. The beach not that far away from this Kamakura site.
Yeah.
A lot of surfers, guys who are really enjoying the water with the heat and humidity we've had in this month. It's just beautiful to be out and about on the water. Let's have a look now. It is Croatia 1, Peru 2, Sweden 3, Japan 4th. And there, right in the middle, for Brazil, is the legendary, you have to say, Robert Scheidt. There he is, absolutely at 48 years old, still working so unbelievably hard. Very, very impressive. Yeah, he's just such a wonderful example of what you can do. I mean, in all of my experience commentating on sailing, he's always featured. And I just can't believe that he's still at the top of his game, there. But Elliot Hansen from Great Britain is also doing a good job at the moment, still in the mix, that's for sure. And, we shall see whether or not he can keep the reputation of this very strong British team represented here and expecting to medal in significant number of events. He's only 27 years old, Hansen. But, he won the European Championships in Gdansk last year, so he's got good credentials. So, a little bit of shouting around, and they're going to have to decide to tack very soon off this starboard. Just having look around each other, just getting a feel for what's going on. There's a huge distance separating. There's the first mark, the top right of your picture. Stepanovic has decided he's going to go, and I was expecting him right then. Hungary's covered him on the bottom side, but
Ini gimana sih lombanya ya?
trying to hang on for a little bit longer and then
Hitungnya
attempt
gimana?
to come in over the top.
Posisi startnya dari mana?
They've not laid their ley lines yet. They'll be quite a long way short of it, just about 1 kilometer before the first mark.
Mana
With
yang perlu
Stepanovic, we know he's got quality. He's been a tremendous performer for many
Singapura
years.
masuk tapi nggak ada Indonesia.
Showing
Tabrakan dia.
great,
Ngeri ya
great
sama
style.
Amerika. USA.
Early moments. Well,
Olimpiade, lu ngerti Olimpiade nggak?
that is great film, and there's gone again. USA's Buckingham.
Ada.
That was great action,
Lombanya
wasn't
apa?
it? Enjoyed that.
Nah, sampai sama aja nggak dapet medali.
Charlie Buckingham. Came off the starboard, went back onto the porters again. He's now on
Ini
the
gimana sih hitung lombanya? Startnya dari mana? Ini dari mana?
such beautiful camera work. The Australian there in picture, right over the top of him is the Peruvian, and
Wah, kamu
they are making good progress towards the mark, about 800 meters.
masa nulis gimana caranya ngulesin
Bisa lah.
This is interesting because I've got Luke Chevrier,
orang misalnya capek-capek
CA at the top at the moment. And Robert Scheid, it looks like the Brazilian has come up into 4th place. Can you imagine? If he comes and puts the pressure on, it's a really fabulous performance. He's up into 3rd at the moment overall. Robert Scheid of Brazil. There he is, right in the centre. And the old man, he won't mind me calling him that. I'm sure he calls it that himself. There he is. He's come up into 2nd place now. Some fabulous understanding of the waters. I think these conditions absolutely suit him. He's got high hips. His feet are beautifully tucked there. And in 3rd and 4th place, a little bit of shouting and screaming. What's going on? It does change. And obviously, there's a lot of technology involved in this, satellites as well. But some beautiful pictures of Scheid. Amazing performer. Just have to be open-mouthed in appreciation of such an extraordinary guy. He's actually, I think, well, he certainly will be the most performances at the Olympics for a Brazilian. I think he's been nominated as either the top or the 2nd top sports performer of all time in Brazil. Now, given that their football, their soccer is so strong in Brazil, the fact that you're in a sport like sailing and being nominated by the public to be one of your favorite sportsmen, that is an extraordinary achievement. 7-time Olympian. Wow. He is there leading the charge. Amazing. I think at the moment, though, it's Komisarov. I've got his in front. Herman Thomasgaard from Norway as well is up there. The French guy is Jean-Baptiste Bernaz, right in the center of picture there. And they're making their way to the mark. You can see that the lens, this extraordinary powerful lens, does actually deceive. There's quite a gap between those guys. As we saw Ryan Lowe just crossing in front of picture. They are now not too far away from that first mark where we'll be able to decide. At the moment it's ROC, Sergei Komisarov from Russia, is leading the way according to this graphic. In second place, the Norwegian Herman Thomasgaard. Robert Scheidt is in third place. There's the leader, as decided by our satellite, you might say. Lots of computers involved in assessing that. Half a kilometre before he reaches the first mark. Jean-Baptiste Bernaz of France is in second place. Looks like Hansen is also making good progress, as indeed is Robert Scheidt from Brazil. Well, they look as if they're enjoying themselves, that's for sure. If you carry every piece of equipment in the mouth of Jean-Baptiste Bernaz, the Russian Sergei Komisarov. I have to say this is an encouraging performance as well from Great Britain athlete Elliot Hansen. Sergei Komisarov. Oh, who's gone through? Oh my goodness. Oh, we'd love to see that one again, but he's quick as a flash. He's in. He's got to get rid of the water in that boat as well, but gosh, what a shame for the Peruvian. That's Stefano Peixeira, one of the favourites. Let's have a look at this. What's he done? What's he done? Oh, fell overboard. He obviously missed his strap and just fell backwards. Goodness me. There he's gone again. Different picture of it. And he's out of the boat. Wow. The other boats did well to avoid him. But isn't that impressive, the way he was so fast, getting the boat upright and back into sailing position again. Here's Robert Scheidt of Brazil. He's a legendary performer in the dinghy. Born in Sao Paulo, 1973. Bernaz of France is apparently in the lead at the moment. Jean-Baptiste Bernaz. He's toppled Komisarov and Thomasgaard back into third place. And Elliot Hansen, I mentioned him earlier, from Great Britain, has come up into fourth place overall. There he is, right in the centre there. And actually making significant inroads as well. So it's all now for the mark. Most of them are on a port tack, and will lay a lay line, I'm sure, for the first mark on a starboard. I would think you'd probably, yeah, there you go. Bernard's the leader at the moment, has gone on to starboard. Yeah, there's a bit of action out here at the windward mark. Getting quite blustery. It's the Frenchman, second from the bottom. There he is, a little bit closer. He's made his mark by going fairly early to the lay line. But you can, if you pinch the wind too much, you could see somebody who just hang on a little bit longer coming in over the top of you, gaining speed. We'll just see. This is interesting. ESA, Enrique Jose Arathun Pacas is doing well at the moment, the 29-year-old. He's bottom of the picture there, maybe over the top of the Frenchman. So the French in the lead at the moment. Jean-Baptiste Bernard's coming to the mark. He might have to, well, he will have to just come back onto the starboard, onto the port, and then come into starboard as well. But this is a very, very impressive performance by Enrique Jose Arathun Pacas.
Oh, dia seperti
Look at him, Pacas. And the boy from El Salvador, the 29-year-old Enrique Jose Arathun Pacas, has round the boy at the first mark in the lead. It's been a brilliant performance, and just as we forecast, he held on a little bit longer, and it meant that Bernard's was just a little bit short of the ley line. Very, very impressive. As we go down now through the field, it's Jean-Baptiste Bernard's in second. Carl Tapper of Finland has come into third round that boy, and then Roni Lelua of Samoa in fourth place. Elliot Hansen dropped back to fifth place around that first boy. Herman Thomasgaard, who was in second for most of the time, back in sixth. And Charlie Buckingham, he'll be disappointed to be in 10th place. Robert Scheidt, who was featuring so highly earlier on, he dropped back to 9th overall. Lots of action going on here. My goodness me, it's very aggressive. The girls, the women were so much more genteel around. They weren't as threatening or aggressive, I can tell you, but this is for real. Wow. So much action going on and so close. Are they avoiding collisions? I have not seen anyone attempting to raise the flag of protest yet. But it's all, there's the Peruvian who actually went over, and he's back up again at the moment. El Salvador in the lead. How many times have we said that in our lives? Not too many, not at the Olympics. That's absolutely extraordinary. Great performance by Enrique Jose Arathun Pacas. He absolutely nailed that windward mark beautifully. Took great understanding of all the elements as they go on the run here. And again, they've lifted the centerboard a little. They won't be going directly with the wind running. What's happened here? Have we seen... Well, that's El Salvador. Enrique Jose is struggling, and we don't know why. He's 60 meters back. He was in the lead by a significant amount at the mark, but suddenly He's struggling on the run. Cannot find the kinetic energy.
Begitu startingnya.
Stay with it. Well, it might be a little bit of a fluke that he was doing so well, tacking into the wind. He's dropping back off the pace. The jury, again, will be looking very, very strongly at how they handle this particular leg. Lelua cannot be pumping, not allowed to pump. He's dropped back to third now as Pakas. And it looks like Benjamin Vadnai of Hungary has actually moved up into second place. We'll see how there he is in the center of the picture. It's the Hungarian boat. We've only got 1 and 3 on our graphic at the minute. But he's making very, very good progress, is Benjamin Vadnai, way out on the right. There he is, on the right of screen now. Again, deceptive, the angle that we're looking at this. Oh, there is a whistle. Who's that affecting? If that was a whistle, somebody's going to have to do a penalty. Someone is, yeah, and there it is. It's right in the center there. Was that South Africa? No, it is. Once again, that is such a shame, isn't it? It was it's the El Salvador, Enrique Jose Artun, who's having to do a penalty. That puts him right out of the picture. Behind Scheidt now, Robert Scheidt. The jury were not happy about the pumping. Using the balance. Yeah, let's have a look at it. And in fact, that's really interesting. Karl Tapper looks over his shoulder to the right and thinks, gosh, I hope it's not me. And then spots El Salvador's Enrique Jose having to do the penalty turn. And he's back in action again now, but he has lost a lot of that jibe as well. He's lost a lot of pace. There you go. Well, obviously, without the experience of the international scene and without being involved with the Olympic juries and the way that they actually keep a very close eye on discipline, then it was bound to happen, I guess. Jean-Baptiste Bernaz, I can hear whistling all over the place, so there will be problems for guys back in the fleet. It is an interesting situation at the moment with the Frenchman, Jean-Baptiste Bernaz in the lead, Karl Tapper in second, Herman Thomasgaard in third, Elliot Hansen in fourth, and in fact Vadnai of Hungary has just taken over fourth as well. It's a lot of speed he's getting up, some good energy. Robert Scheidt is not that far off the pace, the boy from Brazil. I say the boy from Brazil. The man from Brazil. This is good work from Elliot Hansen. Yeah. He's playing well. It's like riding a horse with reins, isn't it? He's got two hands looking after the boom, looking after the sail. Yeah, he's got to be careful. There was a little pumping there, wasn't there? Quite a bit of pumping. You can gain quite a lot of speed, and there I've got a feeling that Hudson is going to have to be a little bit careful here. Doesn't want to be penalised. That's the second boat, Finland's Karl Tapper. There he is. And again, a lot of action, assessing how to keep that balance. They'll come through between two, then they'll go back up the beat again to the windward mark. And, again, here's Japan's, see, Kenji Nanri. Oh. Just trying to see who that affects. The juries are very strong. As you'd hope and expect, you need fairness, quality. Baptiste, the onboard camera, shows how much work he's having to do on this downward leg. But he is doing a great job, holding on beautifully. As soon as he gets round that mark, he will be on the beat again. Yeah, pulling in, jibing, and here he goes. All action, boy. Great work. At the second mark, it is Jean-Baptiste Bernaz. Here's Carl Tapper, 24 seconds behind. And for Norway's Herman Thomasgaard, pulling in, stretching and reaching out. It looks like it's going to be Elliot Hansen in fourth. There he goes. Hansen has done well to get past the Hungarian. And here's Scheid, Robert Scheid. You have the choice of whether you go around left or right, boy. See sort of even distribution at the moment. Sam Meach.
Francesc TK hit that. Francesc TK hit the mark, mate.
Oh, that he's saying that someone hit the mark. Australia, and that is Matt Wern, suggesting that there was something untoward there. Ryan Lowe for Singapore is ahead of Wern, which is in 14th place at the moment. It's all happening both sides of the gate. Stefano Peschiera has not had a great race. He's was one of the pre-regatta favourites. He's not living up to that reputation, that's for sure. So we are split in terms of which side the competitors are going on. And in fact, those that came on the port boy to start with, including this guy you see in picture, Jean-Baptiste Bernaz. Those that came on this port boy are making still more progress out to the left side as we look at it at the moment. There we go. Finland is actually now, they're back on the starboard tack. But, Finland, they're first and second, we saw right there. In the dual shot, Bernaz and Tapper. Back on with Bernaz at the moment. Again, they've got the starboard tack bias. Having been very close to winning the battle for the mark in the first leg, he will know exactly what mistakes he made and how to right them. Got a little bit short on laying the lay line to the buoy right at the end last time. I don't think you'll make the same mistake. It's Robert Scheid of Brazil. Now we're on on board with him. A characteristic lean away. Is he trying to stop the... just keeping a good balanced position there, but you can tell how hard he's working. Those stomach muscles having to absolutely be in tip-top condition. 48 years old. Just having to work so hard. So, from the top at the moment is Jean-Baptiste Bernaz, Karl Tapper, Herman Tomasgaard, Elliot Hansen, Benjamin Vadny, Hungary. Robert Scheid is in 6th place, from 9th at the first boy. Here's the two leaders at the moment, Bernaz and Tapper. Bernaz on the right. Getting some really, really good clean air out in front. And it's still maintaining a 9-knot speed at the moment. Certainly 7 meters, although they look a long way apart, certainly 7 meters separating Finland from France, according to this graphic. Finland there at the bottom of our original screen. Choppy motion, although this is actually still considered slight. A little choppy. Let's have a look now. There you can see to the third mark is 3/4 of a kilometre. It looks like Robert Scheid has actually dropped off the pace a little bit. I saw his graphic, but sorry if you heard a few choice remarks there. It's, the feeling it was Mr. Verne talking to Mr. Cunningham. Not a very friendly chat at that, was it? So, here we go, and they're all split in a triangle at the moment, but things will be resolved. The Frenchman, Jean-Baptiste Bernaz, will be going to the top boy first, I think, the way things are set up. Finland's Tapper in 2nd place is Hansen. And the interesting thing is the Croatian has dropped back off the pace significantly. Tonči Stepanovic, who showed so well at the start. It's Hansen having to make some choices here, the 27-year-old from Macclesfield. He actually now resides in Weymouth, which is where the site of the London Olympics was, and it's where the National Training Centre is for sailing. So that's why he's down in Weymouth. Occasionally pops back to Macclesfield and teaches sailing to some youngsters at school and so on. So well done, Elliot Hansen. He's in 4th place at the moment. This first race of the men's laser digging. Again, this extraordinary lens deceives, closes everything up. And, well, there's Spain's Joel Rodriguez Perez from Spain. We had El Salvador's, we heard earlier, that's Enrique Jose. Well, maybe it is closing up a little bit, to be quite honest, and looking like Finland's Karl Tapper is beginning to make a move over the top on that starboard tack. Now, I just saw that there was a change, a switch by Bernaz. He's back on the port tack. The jury boat's just keeping an eye on things. There you go. He's actually come back onto the port, underneath is Karl Tapper. It's all part of the game, isn't it? Just watching where your main opposition is and either copying them or trying to do something very, very different to pick up a different lift of wind from elsewhere. It's been reasonably consistent, though, since we got started. Karl Tapper underneath Bernaz of France. Cunningham coming through. To be quite honest, we expected he's 7th at the moment, Charlie Cunningham. Expected him to be even closer to the front, to be quite honest, with his reputation in the World Championships competitions. Bernaz and Tapper looking very much out on their own at the moment. Hungary in 5th place. That's Benjamin Vadnais. And again, these fabulous lenses give us some extraordinary pictures. And although he uses his teeth a lot, does Jean-Baptiste Bernaz, he uses his mouth, then he's checking around. He was a bit short last time to this mark. Lost out to Enrique Jose, and I tell you, he may well be a little bit short this time. I've got a feeling that Finland's Karl Tapper has done a brilliant job here, although Bernaz is still reckoned to be on the top and in front. I've got a feeling that this boy from Finland, Karl Tapper, is going to beat him to the mark. I think he can come in over the top, lay the ley line, and then get in. We'll see. But it certainly looks very much as if Karl Tapper, I mean, you can see it's only 6 or 7 meters involved, according to that graphic. But I've got a feeling, because of his actual sailing position, he can get to the ley line. There you go. He can get to the ley line and make that 3rd mark. I will not be surprised if Karl Tapper, he's gone. He is absolutely there. He's taken the risk after what has happened previously on the first. Okay. And the Frenchman now, that's it. Very interesting, isn't it? He's come back off it again. Really interesting. You can't lay the ley line too soon. And I think that was an expletive from Karl Tapper. I think he feels as if he's lost huge amount right there, giving Bernaz the chance. We'll see. It's not done yet. And again, there is a lot of attempts to win the position to this mark. They're not happy. They can't be substituting. They can't be too close to the wind and give up a little bit of speed. It's just a good feel now for where that boy is. Jean-Baptiste Bernaz. He looks confident. He's got a good position at the moment. He may not be making the line right now. Trying to pinch wind here. Really very, very tight. Too close to the mark maybe. giving up a little bit of speed for position, but he will make it. And Bernaz, you heard the remark that Tapper made, and it's because he was too slow in making his position about 5 minutes ago, and he's lost out those 15-20 meters. Bernaz turns first. Tapper from Finland in second. Thomas Gard is coming to the boy in third place, and Guam's Juan Megli is actually upsetting the Brit. Elliot Hansen. Hansen's managed to get back on him and just heads. I think he's back in fourth place now. He is. That's really good. Almost match racing there. We're in fleet at the moment. Well, they're just going back through the fleet. This is a tough run. Again, some great pictures on the mark, on the third mark. Once again, Sweden coming through, and Jesper Stalheim. There's Singapore's Ryan Lowe. I think he's probably back in 15th, 16th, etc. Although maybe more than that actually. The microphones again picking up all the action. There is a lot happening at this mark. So particularly the Malaysian coming in, he was a bit short and had to recover. Khairul Nizam back in 24th prior to this. Wow, look at where ESA is actually really messed up in the last few, because that is extraordinary position. Finds himself after leading at the first mark, at this mark last time round, El Salvador. It's all unfolding. This is the leader at the moment, Jean-Baptiste Bernaz. He was very consistent, kept his position strongly under threat from Carl Tapper. And now, with the run developing, he's managing to find significant breeze, and he's opened up a gap of nearly 50 meters here now. Spread across the whole course at the moment, looking to gain an advantage. Fairly evenly spaced, aren't they, in terms of the meters? But again, superb control. And again, he's not lifted that dagger board up too much, keeping it fairly low and stable. It's more comfortable with some stability below him, which is what that dagger board provides. And they're fairly well spread out now, aren't they? There's Hansen on the right. Guatemala is Juan Megli. We're on board with Hansen at the moment, as well as the winning the European Championships in 2020. Last year, exactly on this Inoshima course, he won the lasers 2019. Years ago, so Elliot Hansen certainly knows these waters. Keeping his position on the outside of Megli. So they've just got to come through the gate at the bottom of the leeward mark and then tighten up a little bit and take that broad reach to the finish line. It's not that far, a couple hundred meters. So, closing in on victory here, Jean-Baptiste Bernaz. In the picture is Norway's Herman Tomasgaard actually, but it's the fourth mark. And well, that's interesting. Carl Tapper has actually closed it down significantly. Bernaz, that's less than 400 meters to the mark. Isn't that interesting, the way that he's then suddenly picked up a bit of breeze, pushed on ahead of Tapper. There's the Cypriot, Pavlos Kontides. Well, Kontides was so impressive in London. Kontides in London was in Weymouth was in second place behind Tom Kingsby. Hansen working hard to try and stay in contention here, trying to get up into third place. I don't know whether he can do that, whether he's got enough time left to do that. In fourth at the moment, Herman Tomasgaard is in third, the Norwegian. He's got enough time left to do that. In fourth at the moment, Herman Tomasgaard is in third, the Norwegian. Just look at the way, that is very impressive, the way that Pavlos Kontides is making a big fight of it. He's closing in on Elliot Hansen now. This is going to be a very interesting way to finish this particular race. Really working hard on this run. Just 30 meters behind the Frenchman is Carl Tapper. Bernaz. Looking behind, looking around. Gets across this line here, and then the jibe, and here he goes for the finish line on a broad reach. Tapper is in second place at that final buoy. Second place that final boy. Boy. 11 seconds behind, but this is a very impressive performance by Jean-Baptiste Bernaz of France. I think, barring a disaster, he will keep that 11-second gap. And there you can see the finish line staring at them. You must feel very, very comfortable having won this race in total style. Very impressive. Tapper in second, Thomas Gard in third. Yeah, you wouldn't think he was coming up for a big victory. Maybe we'll see some reaction after he's crossed the line, but this is an excellent performance, and there he goes. There's the hooter, and that is the finish and the victory there for Jean-Baptiste Bernaz of France. Karl Tapper comes across the line for second place for Finland. A little bit more than 11 seconds ultimately. Very impressive. Lined up in third at the moment is Thomas Gard. Herman Thomas Gard. Of Norway. And this is going to be a very interesting finish because Pavlos Kontides has taken over fourth place from Elliot Hansen at the boy. Can he just continue there? There they are, one behind the other. It's Great Britain behind Cyprus. Norway with the lead at the moment. They've got quite a long way, in fact a minute before they come to the line, but Herman Thomas Gard comfortably at the moment in third place. There he is, the Norwegian battle for third. Can Pavlos sneak it? No, I don't think he can. But it is very impressive as they come along the reach to the finish. Herman Thomas Gard, there he is, crossing the line now for third place. Norway, Herman Thomas Gard, Cyprus, not that far behind, Pavlos Kontides, and then for Great Britain, Elliot Hansen.
Side, bottom, whatever you want to refer to it as, touch the platform. I need to see a slow-mo. I'm at the wrong angle for this. We're slightly above the platform, but the referees are definitely in a better position. I'm watching the backside touch here. Backside touch here. Yes, that is the
reaction tells the story of that lift.
Well, we talk about squatting deep. For those watching back home, you do not need to go quite that low.
Now Igor's son, successful at his first attempt, now going for 131, attempt 2.
Looks effortless. A split second, and that is all it is when that bar reaches mid-thigh. The split-second explosion generates all the upward momentum on the bar, giving loads of time to drop under. You know what's really good? You can see in the background the different shades of red. Keep an eye out for how high, or should I say how low, these bars stay. They do not come high. You don't need to try ripping it up, getting it to chest height. No, that bar comes barely above waist height.
So Igor's son successful at 126 and 131. Now Davide Ruya comes out for his third attempt. He's been successful at 123 and 127. As you can see, he's now going for 131.
What a shame. What a shame. That was a big attempt from Ruyo of Italy. 125 is his best. That would have been a huge personal best. Not enough for the lead though, even if successful. Didn't even slow down overhead, did it?
So Davide Rouet is the results for his lifts. Successful for the first two, unsuccessful for the one we've just seen. Now Hitakazu Yuichi, he comes to the platform for attempt 3, this time at
Fantastic lifting and a great recovery. Missed his opener, nailed the second and third. 133, just below his lifetime best. Set back in 2017. Best result was fourth. Fourth at the Olympic Games last time round. He's keeping himself right up there in contention. That takes the lead.
So just as Igor's son below him at 131 in terms of the totals.
Let's have a quick mention here as well to the lifters that are yet to join the party. We still have not seen China's Li Fabin. We still haven't seen Iroan representing Indonesia. They are yet to start. Mishvalidze still has a couple of attempts remaining, and Igor's son still one attempt remaining.
So Mishvalidze now comes to the platform. Speaking Speaking of the man, 134 is now going for his second attempt. As you can see, successful in his first one at 130.
Would like to see that from the sides, the technical analysis, but again it's the whipping of the shoulders, the loss of position off the floor that's cost him. Missed that lift before the bar even got to his knees. The first couple of inches are really important. It would help if we could see the body. Tried to compensate there by dropping the chest. The position off the floor that's cost him. Missed that lift before the bar even got to his knees. The first couple of inches are really important. It would help if we could see the body. Tried to compensate there by dropping the chest in to the bar.
So Mishvaledze's unsuccessful attempt there. Now Igor's son will come for his third attempt. He's been successful at 126 and 131. He's gone up 3 now to 134. Can he make it 3 from 3?
Coach will have a challenge card. They have to play it immediately, as we've just seen there, before the next lifter is called. New rule. Coach will have a challenge card. They have to play it immediately, as we've just seen there, before the next lifter is called. And that was the right time to play it. Probably, to be honest, didn't even feel like a press out for him. That was the smallest of small movements.
Mishvaledze now at 135.
And the roar of frustration as the bar disappears out the back door. That's the weight he did execute at the European Championships earlier this year, so it's a weight he knows he's capable of. The coach is pretty annoyed as well. Needed this to stay in contention for the medals, but this is what happens when you're technically not precise. Now whip of the shoulders backwards, hips go forward, bar swings.
Now Irawan, he makes his way to the platform, this time for the first time. He's lifting 137. He's just had his birthday yesterday. Games, let's see if he can do it at 137. Guess a birthday brings good luck.
Well, he's in the competition, 1-3. That takes the lead. He's guaranteeing himself a top position, at least at the halfway stage. Just one lifter remaining that we're about to see, I do believe. That was a great start to the competition. So at the moment, just a quick rundown on position. We've got Japan in second, we've got Indonesia in the lead. China yet to start. They look like they could potentially be running away at the halfway stage. Let's see what this man has to offer.
Bin has his first attempt at 137.
Ooh, that's not the ideal start for the world champion. Under pressure, and this suddenly makes the competition interesting. There's one or two people who are familiar with this sport will be expecting Lee Fabin to be running away with it. Well, he's not going to be doing that. Irawan of Indonesia has other plans. Medals here are going to go to those who are most consistent. Technically, very, very good. Only have to be out of position by a fraction. The bar ends up going south.
So the unsuccessful lift to Lee Fabin. There's the leaderboard there. Irawan, as you can see, up the top. Itakazu Yuichi, just very close, 4 kilos short. Igor Sun from Kazakhstan, 6 off the lead.
Let's put this in perspective as well. Lee Fabin is normally an exception.
6 off the lead.
Let's put this in perspective as well. Lee Fabin is normally an exception. Let's put this in perspective as well. Lee Fabin is normally an exception. Consistent lifter, as are many of the Chinese lifters. Not be expecting that on an opening lift. So under pressure a little.
Let's see if Lee Fabin can do this one. Again at 137. Right the wrong.
Takes a moment to steady himself. He looks nervous.
Really had to fight for that one.
Yeah, and he's only got it 2-1. That's because I was... It's such a difficult, isn't it? Is there that fraction of a movement? I'm torn between watching the competition head on. Twitch of the elbow again, and that could have gone either way, but he's got it. He's in the competition. More importantly, well, he's in second place. It's not enough for the lead because he's the second lifter to hit the 137. Irawan is currently sitting in control. Remember, there are no medals for the snatch, no medals for the clean and jerk. It is only the overall that they're playing for.
So now Irawan will return to the platform. Set 141 for this attempt. It's 4 kilos heavier than his previous attempt, which he lifted at 137. Let's see if Eko Irawan 7. Let's see if Eko Irawan Indonesia can do this. That makes things interesting. Successful attempt at 141.
Yeah, just never looked to be under the bar, never looked... Have that bar to arm's length. short on the extension. Not short on the extension, just short on the amount of height generated on the bar. There comes a point where these lifters are really pushing the limits, and I have to say he looks like he may have pushed a kilo too far. He has one attempt remaining. This is important. He does need this to stay in contention with Lee Fabin, particularly on the clean and jerk.
So Lee Fabin going for
Salah
141 now.
salah posisi.
Failed at 137, he then lifted it at 137. Can he do this at 141? Make things really interesting.
He's got it. Can he stand? Tremendous lifting from Lee Fabin. Surely that is going to be the lead at the halfway stage. Only one lifter can deny him that position.
Sudah ketahuan banget ya.
That's a fantastic recovery. We expect nothing less, especially on this kind of platform. Great extension, speed under the bar, sits tight, steadies himself before standing. Outstanding lifting.
Great aerial shot there of Lee Fabin lifting.
And there is, well, one thing we haven't mentioned, the Olympic record stands at 142, that's a 141, just 1 kilo below that standard. That's not going to be going today. Nobody's name is going next to that Olympic standard, but they won't be caring about that right now.
Let's see if Irawan can do it at 141.
What a shame. That gold medal, that elusive gold medal, he was... Silver, Rio 2016, he finds himself now 4 kilos down on Lee Fabin. Not only that, there's a good 5 or 6 kilos difference between the weights they've posted to start on the clean and jerk. So, the question is, between the weights they've posted to start on the clean and jerk. So, the question is, can Lee Fabin be caught on the clean and jerk? Irawan will know the importance of that lift. Raising the eyebrows there, a lift that got away. What a shame.
Great battle between the two though. Fabin and Irawan late in that snatch section. Nakazu, he finds himself just in 3rd place. Igor Sun in 4th, and Mishvaledze rounds off the top 5. Great section here in the men's 61 kilogram category in the snatch.
Worth noting, Irawan is the world record holder in the clean and jerk.
As you can see there's results from the snatch. Fabin at 141. You can really see how close it is between 2nd and 5th. Between 2nd and 5th. And there are the Group B results. Alberto Garcia Brito lifted 120, 120 and 124. He was successful with 1 lift. And in the clean and jerk he had 3 attempts at 154 and he got it on his last.
Just taking a little look, they're doing something to the platform by the looks of it. Just tidying up, just give it a sweep down.
Nggak jauh, emas Indonesia dapat perak.
first set. Percobaan. Silver medalist. She was part of that Russian team that was beaten for the gold in Rio. She'd love to get a gold medal around her neck. 9 well. So, 44's the score. Some of it really needs a 10 here, and then they will rely on that star arrow being upgraded to a 10 to tie the set. Some of it needs a 10 here. She doesn't quite have it, so the Korean team will take the first set.
A great start from Korea. And these three, so much expected. And the problem they've got is that every Olympic cycle, the more they win, the more the pressure keeps building up on them. And yet they still keep delivering 20-year-old, 22-year-olds that seem to deal with that pressure. But it's all about the preparation, isn't it? You prepare and you know you're on good form going into it, then it's a good pressure. It's a privilege to be in this position.
Absolutely, and you and I have looked at the Koreans many times over the years, and it just never seems to bother them. The fact they've got this wonderful legacy to protect, it just never seems to bother them. They just handle it with aplomb. It's amazing to see, even though that these three are in their early 20s, they handle it comfortably. So 55 to 54, so the Russian score was upgraded from a 9 to a 10, but it's still not good enough to win the set. The Republic of Korea take the lead, winning that first set 55-54. San and Zhang Minli don't have much international experience behind them. Zhang Minli, a two-time world youth champion just 2 years ago. They have a archery production line, don't they, in Korea, where they just churn out fantastic, skilled archers. So the Russians are going to start this set. That's been scored a 9. It just looked like it dropped down below the 10 ring. Percobaan.
That just puts the pressure on her teammate here. Because they know now that they really can't afford to drop in to the red zone for a second time, which they've done immediately.
Well, 9 arrows so far from the Russian Olympic Committee team, 4 in the red zone. If you want to beat the Korean team, you need to do better than that. Because that's what comes at you from the other target, San with her first 10. Topped the ranking rounds, an Olympic record. 3 Korean archers broke the old Olympic record. The ranking round, remarkable achievement.
There was a fourth one as well, wasn't there? Alejandra Valencia from Mexico. So the quality of this women's field at Tokyo 2020 is plain to see, and the individual women's competition. So the quality of this women's field Tokyo 2020 is plain to see, and the individual women's competition based on that form promises to be an absolute cracker.
That's a pull.
With a 9 to end that first pass. 3 10s on the scorecard for Korea so far. 2 for the Russian Olympic Committee. Gold medal match. Team archery. And 2 for the Russian Olympic Committee. Gold medal match. Team
archery. And Gumbieva gets her second 10 of the contest. This Russian Olympic Committee team is capable. Pereva just not finding her range at the moment. Her score so far 8-9, 8-8. That's a great comeback there from Osipova, and that gives the Russians 53 with 2 10s in there. Will it be enough, though? Will it be enough, though? Not based on what we've seen there from Ansan, who looks right on song.
She's found her shooting boots.
Che-Young. So, second set here on Zhang Minhee's bow. She needs 7 or higher, and she gets a 9, and there is the second set for Korea. Just like that, the gold medal comes right into view.
Great stuff from Team Korea right there. And they are 4/5 of the way to that gold medal. And let's not forget, if they win this, they will equal the longest running stretch of gold medals that currently belong to the USA's men's 4x100 medley swimming team, who have won that medal 9 times on the trot, and the Kenyan steeplechase team, the men's steeplechase team, who've also won the gold medal 9 times on the trot. They're yet to defend their title at Tokyo 2020, so Korea can join them on 9 consecutive golds.
It's incredible, isn't it, when you put all of that into perspective. Korea win the second set 56-53. 4 set points to 0. The Russian Olympic Committee now need to win the remaining 2 sets just to send this contest to a shoot-off. All through this session, we've seen the Koreans pretty much untouchable. Somehow, the Russian Olympic team have got to find a way back into this contest. And there's really only one way to do it. Let's shoot 10s. Svetlana Gombieva on the shooting line for the Russian Olympic Committee. This is uncharacteristic from Ksenia Pereva.
Well, it's deeply disappointing.
You want to perform at your best in the matches that really matter, and unfortunately it hasn't to be for her so far in this match. Osipova. All arrows leaking right for the Russian Olympic Committee. 23 out of a possible 30. Door is wide open now for the Koreans. there for Kay, or for Kang rather. Korean men's team look on.
Well, they dropped into the 8 zone career in the first set. The Russian Olympic Committee couldn't take advantage of it, and I don't think they're going to take advantage of it here either, because 2 8s and a 7 make life almost impossible. There's got to be a 4-point swing in these 3 hours.
The only hope the Russians have is to fire in 10s. That may not be enough. Oh, so close from Gombieva. She was hunting her third 10. Wasn't to be. Mirova, can she stand up here? 9, still without a 10. Might be her last arrow, we'll see, but Elena Osipova. Her last arrow was set number 3. And that's the one she was looking for. It's a 10, 51. Will it be enough? Ansan. There's a 10. Can Korea finish in style? Kang Chae-young. Oh, only just outside the 10. But it's all on the bow now of Jang Min-hee. It's a 6 or higher. And the gold medal is Korea's. And the streak continues. For the 9th consecutive time, it's Korea that win the women's. And the streak continues. For the 9th consecutive time, it's Korea that win the women's team archery gold medal. They remain undefeated in Olympic history. A remarkable consecutive run. They've started in 1988.
Very fresh legs back in that main peloton.
So this is 2nd and 3rd on the road. Anna Plankt and Shapira Omar of Israel. Now Plankt looked in a bit of difficulty when they came up the Doshi Road and then onto the Kagasaka Pass, but she's clearly, certainly a taller, slightly heavier rider than the Israel, and that will always never ever going to help you as a climber. You want to be as light as you can be, but where her height and her size does help her is certainly on the flat, certainly pushing the bigger gears in a time trial type situation like we're seeing.
Well, we're really seeing the time.
Size does help her is certainly on the flat, certainly pushing the bigger gears in a time trial type situation like we're seeing.
Well, we're really seeing the time gap from the peloton come down now. It's not looking good for Kaisenhofer. She is really going to have to lift. 3 minutes 44. It sounds like a big gap with only 9.9 kilometres to go, but I have a feeling that she may be in a little bit of trouble. While we said there's a few riders in the peloton that haven't had to do much at this point of the race, so there's some fresh legs back in the peloton.
Well, it'll all depend too just how much of this last part of the course has got a few little descents on it. She's actually about to come into a section which is going to be uphill. That will be the true test of whereabouts their legs are at and whether they have anything left in the tank. Yes, you can sort of, and probably not use the word, but you can sort of bluff yourself a little bit on the flat, but the moment you hit the hills, if you are gone
you will not survive. You will struggle. It will be there for everybody to see. But the moment you hit the hills, if you are gone, you will not survive. You will struggle. It will be there for everybody to see. But the moment you hit the hills, if you are gone, you will not survive. And now they've come to the front. They still believe bluff game all day. And now they've come to the front. They still believe they can win this bike race.
So the issue is, did the ball go over? And off whose hands? Did the ball go over? And off whose hands? Now they bring in Li Ying, who did not start. 21 years old. One of the familiar names in the Chinese squad. But it is 6-0, and that'll hold. Reverse. Again, China a tendency to overpower their kills and their attacks, and they've fallen behind by 7 here. Keep in mind, they lost the first set, 25-21. Timeout requested by China. Second set action continuing. Big early lead by Turkey after taking that first set, 25-21. And the problems of China continue. It's a reception issue more than anything else. Service is over as Chansu Osbai spent a lot of time on that service area. 8 straight points until this moment when China capitalizes on that serve error. Coach of China looking for a combination that will play in some kind of harmony, but now it's Turkey playing all the good music. Everybody seems to be connecting.
Jalan semua.
Ebra Karakurt. Into the net.
Aduh, nggak pinter servis.
So far, the points scored by China have been off the serve errors of Turkey. 2 of them. China has to settle down. Oh, Akios. Into the back row. Kept alive. It's afloat. The attack is rejected. Ying with nowhere to go. Take a second look. Double block right in front. Take a second look.
double block right in front, and Kurt says, door is closed. Look at that wry smile and the jubilation. 10-2. And finally, an offensive connection. Gong Zhangyu making sure that stayed in. Hitting 50% of her attacks thus far. It is now 3 serving against 10. Into the air, but still playable. And no, I thought they'd send a free ball over. Akios gets to it. A lot of pushing and shoving at that net area. The attack. And it's on the floor. Oh, look at this. Complaints from Turkey. All of the players turned to Coach Guidetti. Challenge. Because there was such a tremendous effort. Let's see how this turns out. That's one of the most difficult calls to make in volleyball, really.
Sama pelatihnya aja ketinggian pemainnya.
Very tense moment as China is trying to build a momentum as of now. Get back into contention here in the second. But, you know, this is China against Turkey. And we can't expect that it could go the full route, 4 or 5 sets. Turkey knows very well that their first set taken was no assurance that China is just going to go quietly into the late afternoon, where we are playing right now at the Ariake Arena. Here is another look.
Oh iya dong.
It is okay, and I think we will play the point. Let's clarify. This challenge is successful. Okay, the point will hold on. And yes, it's China serving, but the point will be replayed. Yes, it's just 10-3. Kurt. The bullet handled well by the libero, and better reception now by China. To the other side. Baradin gets to it. Kurt fires. Rejected. Rejected. This is the longest rally so far. Kurt, another rejection. And finally it ends. Li Ying just a few meters out of position. That was the longest rally, longest exchange thus far. Veterans, Melia Ismailolu. This is a grizzled veteran lineup for Turkey, and so is China for that matter. Tight and close, almost a hand violation there. Nearly an overpass, handled well. Akios gets to it. Libero against libero now. That's Wang. Down the middle, Kurt handles the hot volleyball. Wang is at it. Free ball for it. Come in! I thought we'd have a chance, and then the sudden push into the empty space. Turkey jumps out in front by 9. We have another change at the center position for China, as we have the return of Di Yao. by Turkey here in the second. Keep in mind, if you're just joining us, they took the first 25-21. Have that whole there. Oh, service ace! Gritty response. Watch this. First ace of the match. You're getting a sense that China off the back row, just a step late. And I think we can expect more of the same from the very prolific Ebrar Karakurt. Oh, loaded. Nice set. Perfectly set. Blockers short and not in proper position. That's through the alley. Down the middle. And Turkey knew it, that they were out of position in that particular defensive sequence. Production slow and accurate. Good set. Down the middle. And that is well done. Simge Septem Akios could not handle that one. Excellent adjust of the hand. Look at this. Up close. There it is. Five against 14. The reverse runner. The captain, Eder Dem Dundar, firing, connecting. This is where to serve it, says the coach. Playable, but really out of reach. Gives you food for thought if we should increase the size of a volleyball playing area to keep the ball in play, but that's for another day. 6 against 15. China with its reception problems. That's a reception problem. Rare slip by Turkey in handling the volleyball. Zhang Changying will stay in the service area. First opportunity for China to have a set or a pair of points back to back. Back row. Looked like an overpass, and yes, it sailed out. Good eye, as volleyball players like to say. Watch this. Ooh, it also hits the antenna, by the way. Hardly any changes in the lineup of Turkey as they still maintain their rhythm and momentum at 16-7. China attacking. Well done. Getting some dividends from the back row here. Quick adjustment. Excellent delivery by Gong Jiangyu. Against 16. Inside. The combination plays of Turkey have been exact, very precise in the course of this battle thus far. Paladin will serve at 17 vis-a-vis 8. Next to net, playable. Borderline handling violation, but it doesn't matter for Turkey as they continue to score. Take a second glimpse. It's also the line of the blockers that seem to be out of sync here. China falling behind by 10. Interesting footnote to this second set is that Turkey started like a hot train, and their confidence just oozing in. They started out 8-0. Took a while before China finally scored 1 point. And you can see the defensive alignment of China with some open areas. A new face on the floor for China. 1-1. Short serve. Reverse. Excellent effort. Keeping it in play. Reverse. In play. Yes. Safe ball.
Oh.
And this is another long run coming up. You can sense it. What is the call? It is out. They were hoping for a check, but I think Paladin may have mishit it. Good effort, spirited chase there. Marcos keeping it very much alive. Could have ended with that heave, but China refused to buckle there. 9 against 18. Coach Langping trying to find that combination that will click. And there is Ebra Karakut continuing with her prolific ways. She was trying to get it through the... Oh, look at that tight space. Rushed it against the blocker. Look at what she has done so far. Yes! As a team, Turkey doing a marvelous job of sensing who is hot, and it's clearly Ebra Karakurt. Karakurt just been hot here in this match. Big lead by Turkey, 20-9 after taking the first set, 25-21. China getting something to go there. Not their usual confident selves on the floor right now. Will be competition here in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics at the Abyaki Arena. Tight and close. Battle at the net forthcoming. She is unstoppable. China has not solved the problem of Ebra Karakurt. Already with the first service ace of this match, Karakurt, her serve still in play. And the libero with the hand, and that's quickly out of play. She doesn't really fly that high, but she gets perfect timing for her swing. 22-10. Second set. Turkey threatening to take it 2-set. Lovely in the air. That is out of reach. Getting some dividends from Zhang Ning. That's short. She knew it. She knew it. Did not get maximum height and hit it down when it was on the way down. The net became her nemesis. 22-12. That's 12 serves against 22. Not exactly the best time to mess up your serve. That goes through the blockers. Excellently done by Zhang Ning. Spikers, elite attackers know where to send that volleyball into areas that are beyond reach. 13. Good touch. Battle at the net. Turkey losing out there. Let's see how it happened up close. And all it needed was that gentle tap into the unguarded position. Chang Ching-Ching. So, scoreboard check. There's still a chance. Let's see. Play. Neutralized, but China doing a better job at the net with X-Marking. And that is a check ball. Touched. And we get to set point. Also simply means the lead is 10. Monaco doing everything. And it is done. Turkey has now created a 2-0 lead. In the best of 5 sets, they took the first 25-21 and taking the second with a 25-14 count. It all started with an 8-0 run. And there's the control.
She's in good health. I expect to see perhaps a finals appearance for her. Second vault coming up. Also very well done.
Feel about the height
height off the table.
Yeah, it's really good. She's got good dynamics. So it's a half on and 1.5 off. Once again, she has a slightly closed hip angle as she does her twisting. 5.2 difficulty for this one. The average vault will come out well in her favour to get into the vault finals at this point. She needs something like an average of around low to mid 14s. I think she's going to do that easily.
I don't know how our colleagues in the truck put that together, but gee, it's a great angle.
It's fantastic.
12.866 for Marina Gonzalez on floor. Nice opening for Spain. 14.416 the vault total for Ellie Black.
And that puts her in about 7th position in terms of vault finals. So she'll be hanging in there, seeing what her teammate here does, because she's also capable of getting through, and she has some big vault coming up here with a 6.0 difficulty score. Have to hit it.
Out of Vancouver, British Columbia, 21 years of age, Charlene Olsen, and the current Canadian vault champion.
Vault silver medalist at Worlds. Round off on. Performed well.
She's carried that a long way past the table.
Half on, 1.5 off. Big 6.0 start score. Good distance. I think you've had to make any observation. You might say that the height could have a little bit more, and we've seen some little bit leg form problems, but with a 6.0 difficulty, she's got a bit of a buffer there. There we go.
She could have converted some of that horizontal into vertical.
Yeah, possibly. If you take it up too much, then it's hard to twist, so it's a bit of a trade-off sometimes.
Pretty central in the landing.
Yeah, it's good. That's the big vault score to help the team. Hopefully. See what that first one nets her.
Gold medalist on vault at the 2018 Commonwealth Games.
Big score.
14.966.
One of the top scores for the day.
Floor routine just starting nearby. They're used to that distraction.
Vault coming up. Picture of concentration. Shenko double twist. A little bit lower start value, 5.4, but performed well. Very little to take off execution-wise.
France working the beam. And Melanie de Jesus dos Santos.
She's one to look at for possible all-round top 6 finish. A lot to offer on this apparatus. High front somersault, stable. Hip whip makes it look easy. She's got a lightness about her on the beam with her acrobatic elements. Split half. This is switch split half as well so far, showing good stability. Connection bonus there. Change ring, I'm not so sure she got the back leg up high enough, but no deductions in terms of wobbling or anything. Good dismounts essential. Beautiful routine.
Nice job, Melanie De Jesus dos Santos, 21 years of age, born in Martinique in the Eastern Caribbean and moved to France in 2013 to join the national program. And a 14.699 vault total for Shalyn Olsen.
Putting her into 4th rank. And I would suspect that that's going to hold her in good stead. Jesus dos Santos has really shown a beautiful beam routine here. Good form, a lightness about her work. She's built quite a few connections in this routine. It'll be interesting to see where her difficulty score sits. That back foot's got to come up to shoulder height. stand. It's got quite a high neck, particularly long. Doesn't sort of go outwards, goes upwards. But this is not a show class. This is not trying to find the most beautifully proportioned horse. The horse is what he is.